Special interview with Coach Corsaro. A couple weeks in, week 2, he said, to his IUPUI career after a 4-year stint at UINDY. So obviously this is a big jump from the Division II level to the Division I level, and the next step in your career. What goes into a decision like this?
It was a no-brainer for me. I think this opportunity is oozing with potential. The rebrand IU Indianapolis, I think, opens endless opportunities from a marketing and branding standpoint for the university. The Division I program in my hometown, and it's really, really exciting to work with a chancellor who is, a chancellor and an athletic director that are so excited to move the university in a positive direction and use athletics as a tool. That, in particular, the men's basketball program, the support and the vision of the chancellor and the athletic director in particular got me really excited about this opportunity, because I think that type of leadership is really, really important in a successful college basketball program.
So 2 weeks into the job, obviously hitting the ground running. What have those 2 weeks been like for you, and what's your first impression of soon-to-be IU Indy?
We've really been busy, trying to build a roster, fill a staff, fill a schedule. There's a lot that goes into it. It's been not a lot of sleep, but it's been fun. I wake up every day very reinvigorated, excited for the task at hand, and I love working here. The people here are just really, really great in terms of everyone's lending a helping hand. There's not a day goes by that someone doesn't walk by my office and ask how things are going and how can we help. And the support from the administration has just been second to none, and just the camaraderie here, you can tell they really have something special.
You're inheriting a program that went 6-26 last year. The last time the program saw 10-plus wins was in the 2018-2019 season. So obviously, as a coach, that's a lot to bear on your shoulders. How do you change the program from a culture standpoint and a basketball standpoint?
I think you look at what we did at UINDY, proved to know how to build a winner in the city of Indianapolis, and that's what we intend to do here. The same type of family atmosphere that we had in my program there, we will continue on here with IU Indianapolis. In terms of, I don't really care what happened in the past. That's in the past. I'm only looking forward in the present, and we will be successful, bottom line. That's all I've ever done, all I've ever known. It's all I've ever been a part of, and that's going to continue here. And it starts with me and that belief, and it's going to trickle down to my staff, my student athletes, the people here on campus, and into the Indianapolis community as well. And
also, as you step into your position, you're moving your court from the fairgrounds to the jungle. Saw that on your Twitter. What's your first impression on that?
It's awesome. You always want to be on campus. That keeps students from having to drive off campus. It makes our local fans' lives easier in terms of not having to go so far out with the difficulties parking with the fairgrounds. And
sure.
The fairgrounds is a fine facility and all that, but I like the idea of packing a smaller facility than having a few empty seats available in a bigger facility. I want a loud, ruckus environment. We're going to have Corsaro's crew here at IU Indianapolis, and when we get them rocking and rolling in the jungle, it's going to feel like a jungle.
So the move to Division I, at least from my standpoint, it's not exactly an easy step. As a coach, what changes are there for you?
Not much. I've been at the Division I level. I've been an assistant at Purdue Fort Wayne. I think anyone who saw our team play at UIndy saw that we had Division I caliber players and that we had a Division I caliber team. The label does change. There are different rules. Your staffing changes. There are some changes, but there are a lot of parallels from what I've done in my career, having already been at the Division I level as an assistant, having been a head coach here at Indianapolis. It's allowed me to hit the ground running.
And you mentioned some guys from that UIndy squad with Division I talent, namely Jarvis Walker, Paul Zelinskas, Sean Craig, Julian Steinfeld, all guys that you're bringing from UIndy. For them, as a player, what does that transition look like, and what do you expect from them?
I expect them to be key contributors right away and help us immediately off the bat. And I think we're already walking instead of crawling. I have guys with me that know my expectations, can teach the other guys how we do things in this program, and that's going to be a really key component of us having early success.
And as we move back to the University of Indianapolis and your career there, we can list the resume, right? Back-to-back regular season GLVC championships, back-to-back regional appearances as the 1 seed. It was an amazing career there. Are you at peace with everything that you did?
Absolutely. Aside from winning a national championship, there's nothing else we could have done. Numbers are facts, and no head coach in history has had a first 4 years than what I did. So you can say that the first 4 years of my tenure were the most successful first 4 years of coaching UIndy history's ever had. I think I'm second in overall history in win percentage, number one in the Division II era in win percentage, and last year the totality of it were the most successful back-to-back seasons in school history. So again, wanted to win a national championship, but aside from that, there was nothing else to do. And more than that, I think we made UIndy a power in the community. For the last 2 years, the most talked about college basketball program in the city of Indianapolis was UIndy. I'm really proud of that. Our kids dominated on the court and in the classroom. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm more than at peace with what we did.
Those kids that dominated: Jesse Bingham, Kendrick Cho, 2 All-Americans, other seniors, Josiah Tynes and David Isha. As they move off into professional careers, do you have any updates on how they're doing and what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the midst of that. It's probably too early to discuss that in depth, but I encourage you guys to follow because exciting things are coming, and they're going to have very, very successful professional careers, and the initial steps they've taken since our season ending is trending in the right direction for that.
When someone asks you about your time at UIndy, what memories come to mind, and what stories are you going to tell around the dinner table around the University of Indianapolis and their men's basketball team?
Well, I mean, I think the people you come in encounter with, there's a lot of people I really care about there that are still there. I mean, you talk about, Steve Barrick, our strength coach, was just a phenomenal friend. Matt Donovan with our athletics development. Chris Keever is one of my best friends, the football coach. Our athletic trainer this year, Kat Ruark, Andrea Walker, our academic advisor. Our sports information team was great there, Cody Wayne Scott and Ryan Thorpe. So there are some people, our new compliance director, Katie Crispin, my limited time with her, I have a lot of belief in what she's going to do. I really feel that there are some really good people there in those personal relationships that I was able to make. And those will be friendships that last. And, that's what I'll remember most.
And after all that time at UIndy, what do you want people to look back and say about Coach Corsaro? What do you want to be your legacy?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of time there. I think what you can say is this: I think, two-sport athlete, which is very, very hard to do. I was on NCAA tournament teams with both. When I got to UIndy, the football program and the basketball program weren't what they are today. My senior year in both, I was on the first playoff appearance for football, the first NCAA tournament for basketball, kind of in this new era that's transitioned both programs into success. I was a part of that. I was an assistant on several NCAA tournament teams, helped produce an NBA player in Jordan Lloyd, and like you said, with the 4 years of head coach speaks for itself. So I think anything I was a part of was successful. I felt like I had an impact on success and whatever endeavor that I was involved with. I think people know that I really, really care about that institution, and everything I've done in terms of whether it's basketball program, football program, in the community, I've tried to help that institution out, even when it means speaking up and saying stuff that when I disagree with what's going on, it's all for the betterment of UIndy, and I hope to see the university succeed.
And as we wrap things up and you step into your coaching career at soon-to-be IU Indianapolis, bottom line, what's the culture going to be? How do you make this team successful?
It's going to be a family atmosphere. We're going to attack every day. I've said it a million times, we're going to win. We're going to win quickly. We're going to win the right way. And we are going to be Indianapolis' college basketball team.
Thank you, Coach, for your time. And for us at UINDY TV at WICR at the University of Indianapolis, we want to say congratulations on this step up, and we wish you well going forward.
Thank you. I appreciate UINDY TV, UINDY Radio. You guys have been a pleasure working with.